From the Alabama News Network, this is Your Community This Week on ABC 32.
Hello everyone and welcome to Your Community This Week. I'm Mandy McQueen and today we're going to be talking with Shannon Morrell and Coach Jimmy Perry to discuss an upcoming Kidney Walk and Kidney Disease Awareness Month. That will be a little later in the show, but first I'm joined by Miss Melanie Bush to discuss Project Search Montgomery, and thank you so much for being here, Miss Melanie.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Of course. So Project Search, we were talking, it's the 8th year that you all have done this, but tell me about Project Search.
Okay, we're excited to tell you about Project Search. I think it's the best kept secret in Montgomery, and that's one reason we're trying to get the word out about Project Search. Project Search started in Cincinnati, Ohio at the Cincinnati Children's Hospital back in 1996. Okay. And since then there are about 300 Project Searches across the country and in Europe. But this is the 8th year for Project Search here in Montgomery. There were two started about 8 years ago, one in Shelby County and the one here in Montgomery. Okay. And what they do is we focus on students with developmental disabilities in their last year of high school, so they're ages 18 to 21. Yeah. And for their last year of high school, they report to Baptist South, and they participate in 3 10-week rotations in different areas of the hospital. Okay. So it's a total immersion in the world of work. So they've completed their education, they've gotten the training there that they need, but we're trying to get them out of the classroom and to transition into that world of work. So this
unpaid, it's kind of like a hands-on experience?
That's right, exactly. So the unpaid work experience gives them 10 weeks in different departments that they can layer on experiences that they may not have gotten in school, or that they may not have been exposed to before.
What different departments do they work in?
We've got probably 15 or so different departments right now.
So good variety.
Okay. Like central sterilization, main admit, patient access, patient transport, security, we've got the cafeteria, housekeeping, grounds, the NICU, sleep lab, physical therapy. So there are about 12 to 15 different departments that they allow us in at this point.
Perfect. How many students do you all have right now?
Right now we've got 12. Next year's class we've already accepted 13 for next year.
Is there a number limit?
We generally shoot for 15 to 16. Okay. Knowing that something may happen, somebody may have to have a surgery or for whatever reason may fall out of the program. So we like to, ensure that we're going to finish with 12 or so.
And what happens after they complete the program?
Okay, our whole focus is competitive employment. So that's one of the things that we really want to make sure. These students can go to school until they age out at 21. But if we've spent a year and they've gained all this training and knowledge, we don't want them to go back to school. Of course, we want them to go to work. So the hospital, Baptist South, has been gracious to, allow us to be there. But they do not have to hire these students. But so far, we're excited and pleased to say that they hire about half of each class. As regular employees there. So the ones that aren't employed at the hospital, we find jobs in competitive employment in the Montgomery area.
So it sounds like you do have some success with this. Do you have any specific success stories?
We've got several actually, but I'm glad to report that the last class that graduated, at least 75% of that class went to work. Oh, the ones that did not go to work had other circumstances that didn't allow them to go to work. They either were physically not able to go to work because of their disability, or their parents chose for them to receive their disability check instead of employment.
Right. And if someone is interested in enrolling in Project Search, becoming a student, how would they go about that? What is the process for that?
Okay. Right now our contract is with the Montgomery Public School System, so we accept students from the 5 traditional high schools in Montgomery: Lee, Lanier, Carver, JD, and Park Crossing. Okay. So each of those schools has a special education department, so the special education teachers are aware of that. Also, each of those schools has a rehab counselor from the Alabama Department of Rehab Services that's assigned to the schools, so they can talk to their special education teacher or to their rehab counselor about their interest in Project Search.
What would you like the parents to know about this?
In addition to the training that they've gotten in school, we're there to provide supports for the family long term. So in addition to that, Project Search has a full-time special education teacher. We have 2 job coaches. So sometimes it's scary to think that my child is going to be in this big hospital out to work, but they have a supervisor, a mentor, and a job coach with them at all times. So they spend time in the classroom before that to make sure that they can navigate around the hospital, that they know how to operate the elevators, know what the HIPAA laws, privacy, all of those kinds of things. So we're there to support the parents and to ensure that their student has the best possibility for success.
All right, well, our conversation with Ms. Melanie Bush continues in just a moment. You're watching Your Community This Week on ABC 32. We'll be right back. Welcome back. With us on Your Community This Week is Melanie Bush to talk about Project Search. And we were discussing earlier that the this last class is about to start their last 10-week rotation, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so do they have graduation coming up?
We have graduation coming up on May the 15th at 10 o'clock, and that'll be in the UAB Medicine Clinic at Baptist South, so that'll be in the basement. So let me encourage anybody that's interested in more information about Project Search or may think that their child has an interest in that or they have an interest in that, to please come to graduation and talk to us and see what it's all about.
And is graduation open to all family members, or is there a certain...
Yeah, open to the public, open to family members, yes. School personnel, anyone with an interest.
Perfect. And I know you partner with Baptist South, right?
Right.
And do you have any other partners as well that kind of help with this?
In addition to Baptist South and Easter Seals, we have the Alabama Department of Rehab Services, the Alabama Council on Developmental Disabilities, the Alabama Department of Mental Health, the Alabama State Department of Education, and then of course our local school system, the Montgomery Public School System.
I'm sure they all play an important role throughout this project.
Certainly do, and we couldn't do it without them. So.
Right, and we were talking to that you also have a website and a Facebook page people can go to for more information too, right?
We do. That's you can get the link to that from our Easter Seals page. So please check that out. Farina Mead did a wonderful job with the video that highlights some of our success stories that we were talking about. We had 2 students, as a matter of fact, start orientation to start work at Baptist just this week.
Awesome.
So they don't officially finish until May, but they have already been hired from the hospital. So it just goes to show what great employees they are, and that Baptist recognizes that in them. So,
what are some of the reactions that you see from students who've just recently gotten hired and past students, and even some of the workers at Baptist South that work with Project Search?
Just to see these interns blossom and open up. We've had some that come to us and with various disabilities, multiple disabilities usually, and are very not very verbal. So they're more outgoing, they're more self-confident, more self-assured. It's just great to see them to grow and become more independent. And for the parents to, you can watch them swell with pride at the change that they see in their student who is now becoming a young adult. And it's just so rewarding to see that.
And how important is it to have something like this that gives them that hand-on experience before they do get into the real world?
Oh, it's just life-changing to watch. You can only do so much in a classroom setting, but to be able to give them the experience to hands-on, be able to do this day in and day out, and the confidence. Most of these students have been told all their lives what they can't do, and they've never had the opportunity to achieve success, so they don't know what they're capable of doing. They just know what their limits are. So to be able to see them to soar and to taste that success and to want more and more.
This seems something that you're very passionate about, I can
I
tell
am.
with that. Yes. And you also work with Easter Seals, right, which is a big partner with this project.
Been at Easter Seals for 34 years now.
Okay.
So what I do day to day is vocational evaluation, interest, aptitude, academic testing to see what types of jobs people would be best suited for, or what skills they have that they can transfer to other jobs if they were injured on a job.
Gotcha.
One of our biggest fundraisers is coming up, the Crawfish Bowl.
Oh, okay.
So it's coming
a lot
up
of people
really
that like
soon.
crawfish.
Yes, absolutely. It'll be on the 4th.
Okay.
So, and it'll be at the Biscuit Stadium. The Biscuits have
Perfect.
been great to partner with us on several things. They do autism awareness games for us, and
Right.
and you know, they alter some of the sounds, and they provide you know, some extra training and that sort of thing. So it's great to partner with them. So we'll be having that coming up.
Perfect. And do people need to get tickets ahead of time for that?
Absolutely. Well, you can buy tickets there
Okay.
as well, but they are on sale now. Yes.
And that'll be April 4th.
Yes.
Biscuit
So
Stadium.
contact us at Easter
All right.
Seals.
Sounds like a good time. Well, thank you so much for being here and telling us about Project Search. So we appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, and thanks for your time. You're watching Your Community This Week on ABC 32. In a few minutes, we'll chat with Shannon Morrell and Coach Jimmy Perry. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Today we're talking with Shannon Morrell with the Alabama Kidney Foundation and Middle Alabama, along with Coach Jimmy Perry, who's the football coach at St. James this Sunday on ABC 32. And thank you so much for joining me, both of you for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, and so you all, it is Kidney Awareness Month, so that's the main thing we're going to be talking about, but you also got a kidney walk coming up, so tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, we do. The Alabama Kidney Foundation is a statewide nonprofit, and we have 5 regional offices across the state. The Middle Alabama region is the area that we cover here locally in the Montgomery area and the River region, going all the way west to Selma, all the way east to close to the Georgia line. So we have the largest region in the state, so we utilize the largest funds raised every year. So our kidney walk is very important, and that's on May 2nd this year. That's a Saturday. Early registration will be at 8:30 and the walk starts at 9:30.
Okay.
It's at the Baptist DeBoer building, which is the building that sits across from the AUM soccer fields off Taylor Road.
Perfect. How important is it to have walks like these and events for awareness?
The Alabama Kidney Foundation, like I said, is a statewide nonprofit that raises money to help people in our state only. So the money stays right here to help our citizens and neighbors in need. But kidney disease is a very big problem in the state of Alabama. It's actually one that a lot of people don't realize what serious problem it is in the state. We rank #1 per capita in the United States for kidney disease, and currently over 400,000 people in the state of Alabama have chronic kidney disease, which is also known as CKD. But over 12,000 patients are on dialysis right now to sustain life. Dialysis is a treatment that isn't something that's a choice. They have to be on dialysis or receive a kidney transplant.
Right. And Coach, you were a kidney survivor, correct?
Yeah, I'm a transplant recipient, I
Okay.
guess you'd call it.
Yeah.
So,
So
22 years ago, my brother gave me a kidney to save my life.
what has this journey kind of been like for you?
Well, it's been a blessing, if you can believe that. You know, I think about 23 years ago, I was diagnosed with kidney disease, end-stage kidney disease, and I knew I was going to have to get a kidney transplant. And I have 4 brothers, and they all lined up to be tested, and 2 of them were perfect matches. And one of them drew the short straw and had to give me a kidney. And but all of them were my hero for doing that for me, to line up to save my life. And it happened to be my youngest brother. I'm the oldest of 5 boys, and so the baby gave the oldest one a kidney, and it was a good one because it's still working.
Right.
And it's a blessing.
After going through that firsthand, and someone who works with the Alabama Kidney Foundation, what would be maybe advice you all would give people?
Well, Coach Perry has been so gracious to donate his time and be one of our walk chairs this year for our walk this year in Montgomery. We're so excited to have him on board. We always, we hear so many stories like Coach Perry's that are just so touching. You know, people sometimes get a relative to donate a kidney, sometimes a friend, or sometimes it's a complete stranger. It's just a really cool thing to actually, hear people go through and, how they've survived and, beat kidney disease, because it is such a problem. The Kidney Walk is one of our biggest fundraisers, but we love for people to become part of the walk to help us raise money that is very much needed in the state.
Right. And if people have never been to a kidney walk, what can they expect? What's the experience like?
The biggest part of our walk is our walk teams and our corporate sponsors. They are actually fundraising right now up until the walk on May 2nd. And that money that we raise will go to help the citizens in the state of Alabama. But the biggest thing is to sign up for the walk with a walk team. And that's where I kind of come in and help with walk teams in the area, help them fundraise and raise money. And then the day of the walk, they come, and it's just a big party, basically, a big celebration of all the hard work and effort that people have put in to help raise money. And of course, our corporate sponsors are there with tents and tables, and we have a DJ, children's area, food.
It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And it's really just a walk in celebration of everybody that has fought kidney disease, that is actually going through it right now, and it's a great way to network and just be around people that are going through the same thing.
Perfect. All right, well, we'll continue our conversation in just a moment. You're watching Your Community This Week on ABC 32. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Today we're talking with Shannon Morrell and Jimmy Perry on Your Community This Week, and we're talking about Kidney Awareness Month and also the Kidney Walk that's coming up May 2nd, right?
Yes, May 2nd.
Perfect. And where can people go to register?
They can go to our website, which is montgomerykidneywalk.org. It's a very simple process. My contact information is right there on the home page. If they have any problems, they're more than welcome to reach out to me. And they can find out any other information about the Kidney Foundation on alkidney.org, which is the statewide website.
Perfect. Do you know how much it is to register, or is it different with teams?
Registration is free, and the biggest thing about having a walk team is just having your team fundraise, and if you raise $30, we'll get you a walk t-shirt. So that's basically what we use instead of doing a registration fee, is we give someone a walk t-shirt for a $30 donation. And Coach Perry also has a walk team that's joining us this year, and we're very excited about that.
So tell me about your team, Coach. It's the St. James team?
Yeah, it's Team St. James, and it's basically it's our weight training classes, our athletic PE classes at St. James. Okay. And they wanted to get involved, and really they wanted to become a hero like my brothers. And because them raising money will provide some financial assistance for somebody, and that'll get them maybe another day, maybe another week on dialysis. And what kind of, we talk to them all the time about what a great feeling that can be to be able to extend somebody's life and do something good for them. And the fun part of it, they don't know who you are. So when you can give to somebody and not have to receive anything back, any kind of recognition, that's the most genuine kind of giving that you can do. And so our kids are excited about it, and we're going to be there on May the 2nd.
Perfect. And you were saying too that it's a lot of fun too. I mean, you're walking, but you've also got music and some other stuff going along with the walk, right?
We have a DJ, we have food, we have balloons, children's activities. It's about a 2.5 hour event, so it's not very long. It doesn't take too much of your day, but it is a lot of fun. Everybody enjoys their time there. And like Coach Perry said, our walk teams we're really out there celebrating our walk teams and our corporate sponsors, because like Coach Perry said, they're the heroes. They're helping raise money for these people that much need it in the state.
Perfect. And if people are coming to the walk, where do they need to go and park, and all the kind of logistics of it?
There's no fee to park. There's a lot of parking that sits beside the Baptist DeBoer track, which is where we walk around. That is basically, no problem in parking. We have a ton of space, and like I said, no fee to enter. We just want you to make a donation of $30 and you receive a walk t-shirt, or if you don't want a walk t-shirt, you don't have to take one. But that's kind of our way to let people come out and enjoy the day and helping somebody for a great cause.
Do you know about how many numbers you all are expecting?
Last year we had about 600, 700 is usually 600 to 700 people is how many people we have in attendance. Our walk goal this year is $135,000, so we're really trying to get our walk teams excited so they can help us meet that goal this year, and hopefully, of course, beat it. We want to beat our goal and help as many people as possible.
Of course, and this obviously has a big impact. Just kind of talk to me a little bit about the impact that walks like this have on the community.
Well, it's Coach Perry was saying, there's so many people out there that you don't realize are going through this problem, and dialysis isn't a choice. They have to be on dialysis to sustain life or receive a kidney transplant like Coach Perry was so lucky to receive. But a lot of people aren't that lucky, so they have to be on dialysis, and getting to and from dialysis 3 times a week for a lot of people, people take for granted, how much gas is to put in your car. So these trips to and from are very expensive and also taxing on families and the patients themselves. So if a patient's in need and they're at a certain income level, we can step in and help them with some of that expense and help them financially. And it's a great thing to know that we're helping people directly with the money that we raise every year.
All right, well, again, thank you so much. A great thing that you are doing. Again, May 2nd. And stay with us. If you have a guest or a topic suggestion, grab a pencil. We'll tell you how to send us the information next on Your Community This Week. Welcome back to Suggest a Guest for Your Community This Week. Contact our producer, Lois Crenshaw. Her email address is on the screen, lcrenshaw@allen.tv, or you can even call her. That number is 649-1071. And that's going to wrap it up for us today on Your Community This Week. Join us again next Sunday. We hope you have a great week, everyone.